Good evening. I'm coming to you with an update from my motel room in Banning, California. As you know, I elected to take a Nero yesterday, and then awoke this morning and my knee was still more swollen. And as I walked, I was having even more difficulty walking. It's hard to express, but I just going out and walking, no pack, down the sidewalk, and I felt like my knee was pretty limiting. It would sometimes buckle due to acute aggravation of pain in certain positions. It doesn't seem to localize much. The knee is diffusely swollen. And in fact, the effusion is such that it's really difficult for me to flex the knee much more than about 95 degrees. And beyond that, it's just uncomfortable because of the tenseness of the fluid in the knee joint itself. And so these are some hard realities that seem to be confronting me here. And I'm going through the options in my mind. One side says, the knee has been a problem when I've had an extended descent, and after that had problems with knee effusion and limitation that didn't seem to bother me as much in other terrains. Climbing didn't seem to bother, but boy, descending really does. And so the problem is that descents are a big part of this trail. And so the question is this going to be something that's going to recur and therefore limit my ability to participate in continuing to walk this trail, or is this something that perhaps I could work my way through? And I'm a little skeptical of that, frankly, but I also am really not wanting to bail. So one of the options that there was some other hikers that were staying in the area, and they are actually staying for another 2 or 3 days, and they're doing it because of weather concerns. And I thought, well, maybe I could do the same and give the knee a good rest. And if at the end of all that it's just swollen and it's still limiting and I still can't walk without a limp, I think I'll pull the plug. And by pull the plug, I mean get an Uber, take me to Palm Springs, and catch a flight back home. And certainly can do that. It's not what I had envisioned doing, but it's an option. So I'm torn, and at this stage, I've resolved to at least displace that possibility, displace that decision down the road, at least until tomorrow morning. And if in tomorrow morning I wake up and I go, gosh, it's just as bad, it's really not any better, then I may opt to try to get a flight home and give it a more protracted rest. And that might be an option. Give it a protracted rest for 7 to 10 days, get it back to feeling good, and come back and pick up the trail where I left off. That would be easy to do. So just to kind of keep you abreast of where I am, I didn't want this to come as any shock or surprise, but it seems that the knee effusion issue is more pressing than I originally thought and could have some implications in terms of my viability for continuing to walk the trail without enough of a rest to let this thing get better. So that's it. It doesn't have me in a great mood, but seems to be a reality I have to confront. So for now, I will give you an update when I know it. Happy trails.